Is my video okay, ma'am? Is my audio okay?
Yes, yes. Start now.
Thank you. Sure, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sharing the screen. Just a minute.
Yeah, everything is we are live stream now.
Okay.
Thank
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Innovative Educators Club, I welcome you all in today's webinar. Let us start with a quick introduction of EMAS Academy. EMAS, empowering educators and inspiring learners. EMAS is a leading educational organization dedicated to providing high quality training and resources for educators worldwide. Our mission is to empower the teachers to become the best versions of themselves, inspiring the students to reach their full potential. Our vision is to create a world where educators are not just teachers, but mentors, leaders, and change makers. And mission is to transform the educational landscape by providing teachers with innovative training, resources, and support. Achievements and recognition. Globally, we have conducted numerous workshops, both online and offline, reaching nearly 7,000 teachers globally. And our transformative training sessions have transformed teaching practices by helping educators adopt new strategies, technologies, and approaches. Meet our director, Mrs. Sayyida Afsha Afrin ma'am. With over 20 years of experience in education and an extensive academic background, Sayyida Afsha Afrin ma'am leads EMAS with a deep understanding of both theoretical and practical aspects of learning. Her vision for EMAS is to transform the educational landscape by empowering teachers to become the best versions of themselves. Introducing the EMAS Teachers Club, also known as Innovative Educators Club. It is a free membership teachers club and it is a membership based community designed to empower and support educators. It has many exclusive benefits which include monthly workshops and free webinars every Thursday, question and answer support, placement assistance, and awards eligibility. EMAS Teachers Training Academy also offers courses for teachers. There are long-term diploma courses, which are in-depth training and comprehensive knowledge in various fields of education and psychology. Our short-time courses are quick and focused training in specific areas, and certified courses which enhance specific skills and knowledge in a short time. Apart from that, we also offer tailor-made workshops for schools, which mainly focuses on customized content, flexible delivery, and expert facilitators. They also provide life skill education both for students as well as for teachers. For students, our life skills curriculum helps students develop crucial skills that go beyond academic knowledge, including communication, critical thinking, problem solving, decision making, emotional intelligence, and interpersonal skills. And for teachers, these skills focuses on empowering teachers to integrate life skill education into their teaching practices. Thank you. Now is the time to introduce our today's speakers. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to welcome our today's speakers. First one, Mrs. Sujatha Suresh Talapuru, an inspiring keynote speaker, career coach, and an international behavioral training facilitator. With over 20 years of experience, she has empowered leaders, professionals, and students through her impactful training sessions focused on leadership, career development, and well being. Known as the guide, Mrs. Sujata's dynamic and engaging style makes learning meaningful and memorable. And our next speaker, we are also honored to welcome Mr. Suresh Tarapuru, a dynamic professional with a strong presence in the fields of technology, data, and innovation, with a proven track record in AI, data science, and cloud solutions. Mr. Suresh brings a wealth of industry experience and insight. He is known for his strategic thinking, technical expertise, and commitment to empowering professionals through knowledge sharing and mentorship. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Mr. Suresh Kumar Talupuru and also Mrs. Sujatha Suresh Kumar Talupuru.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So you should be. Good evening, everybody. It's a it's a pleasure to be able to speak about a topic which is of great interest to everybody and a need of the hour to make changes for self and for the people around us. Today, we're going to present about conscious living, and this is our pleasure, and we have curated this together. We feel very happy presenting this topic to all of you. We can move to the next slide, Sue. Firstly, I'd like to start this part of the program with a gratitude note. It is amazing to listen and hear about EMAS, a full unit which is so totally focused with such a beautiful vision. The vision is very inspiring for us, and the impact, Director Saida Afreen ma'am, it is definitely the impact is transformative for sure. I also pay gratitude to my mentors and masters because of whom I'm here. In life, we all will be able to take our decisions ourselves. However, it is the mentors and the masters who suddenly make the difference from just being a stone to becoming a sculpture. To craft ourselves, to shape ourselves, is a journey which the mentors and our masters give us. We shape ourselves, they guide us. We can move on to the next slide. So, the reason why I shared about the mentors is because EMAS is really such a beautiful combination of mentors supporting and empowering teachers. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. So, what does conscious living actually mean to you? This journey of becoming, conscious, that means at every stage, we are looking at, we're looking at how do we become conscious itself. And when I mean conscious, we can move on to the next slide. So, when we mean conscious, I would like to share that we are looking at the definition of it itself. Yes, the sprouting leaves will show how we are actually, every day we grow within ourselves because we become very conscious about becoming aware about all aspects of our life, our choices, our actions, interactions with the world. It involves understanding my own thoughts, feelings, and motivations, as well as the impact of my actions on myself and those around me, and not to forget environment. Should you have any questions, you can please make a note of it and we can have the questions by the end of the session. I thank you all for listening and I'll be looking forward to your inputs on this. This journey of being conscious has shaped us as deeply and it has integrated a thoughtfulness, and we are also having a holistic invitation to explore conscious living. This topic actually is, it integrates even science and our inner self also. We blend practical frameworks, emotional well-being, and spiritual wisdom. Very grateful for this. We move on to the next slide, please, Sue. There are questions over here, and I hope you are all able to see it and view it. Okay. What I would like to share with you is that the questions are in front of you. All right. So you can please mark your answers for this. So should you feel like adding some points, and it will definitely value add for the participants, please feel free to share. I have written here these questions, and this is a self-evaluation of how are we living. You can give a score for yourself on a scale of 1, which is rare. Rarely do I take this kind of an action, or to 5, always I take this action. For example, the first one, I pause to reflect before reacting. This is actually this is actually looking at self-awareness, and what we see is that if I am doing this always, I mark myself 5. And in the event, I'm marking this as, uh, if I'm marking this as, I'm not doing it always, I do it sometimes, then you could probably mark it as 3. All right. I would think it'll be good if you all can take a screenshot of this. Yes. This awareness is where, which will help us to see how we can better ourselves. Just 11 questions. Should you all be able to finish this questionnaire? Can I see a thumbs up? If it is possible, then I will know that we have taken this. Please excuse me, I'm staying in a hotel, and so there's a small eh, there's a small change that I have to take up. This is your food. So please hold on, please. Thank you so much for being with me. The second question, all right, is I eat mindfully and listen to my body's needs. This journey of being conscious about what we are eating and being grateful is something which is very meaningful. I follow a consistent and restful sleep routine. It is very, very difficult. I see that this is some area where all of us, me including, need to really work on this aspect of it. If I see some comments that yes, we have taken, ma'am, then it'll be wonderful. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing. So we can now you would have we can go to the next slide, so that The scores can be shared. The higher the scores, all right, you're living really consciously. And when you, is in the case, the scores are somewhere around 33, the awakening is being done and needed. Yeah. The journey in a curriculum is that we see that we have crossed this particular step and we've crossed that particular step. However, when we start moving on, we find that the more we go within, it's then we think that there is no curriculum here, it's life. So to become conscious of everything is a journey which is most important. Any observations here? Anyone would like to comment? Any message you put over here in the chat box? Is the score reflecting you? Is the score giving you an insight? Please let me know. I'm so eager to know this. Please, you don't have to share the score. I'm so grateful. That's very nice of you to share, ma'am. So now this is we co-created this as a ballpark figure, as a ball, as just as a benchmark for self. Please understand this is you could revisit this questionnaire again and again and see what are we making as a difference. Now, what is it that is actually making this difference between consciously to live, make a choice about oneself, make a choice about how we are living life, to how are we are progressing. There is one aspect of our life which speaks about maybe a position we wanted to get, or a certain amount of money we wanted to earn, or maybe build a house, maybe get a child married, maybe move into a city of our choice. These are some goals and targets we would have had. Outside world, we always notice the exterior is constantly changing, like how the bell of the room rang again and again. I seek apology for that. I had made a very clear request that please deliver before 7:30, and well, we cannot really control the external. What I can do is how do I react. Now that particular part of it, I would like to come back again. How do I react? How do I respond? Suddenly, the mind starts playing some games. We should appear nice for someone. We should do this for someone. And that is where the whole journey starts undergoing a major change. Trying to fit in or trying to be, hoping we get accepted. These are some of the challenges the mind starts facing. To understand this better, I would like to bring up about and request Sue to take us to the next slide, which can become it can become very insightful for each one of us. When we are looking at a brain of ourselves, we're talking the word brain. We must have, most of us being educators over here, we can talk of the right brain, left brain, and then what functions each one does. Today, I'd like to bring attention towards the three brains that we're talking of. All right. And the three brains that I'm talking of over here is the survival one. All right. Let me look at the one which is the lowest one. This survival state is, where you say that, am I safe? It can be a case of, it can become a case of where it is like, I feel that it is a fight or a flight. And so, we find that this brain, which is the reptilian brain, why reptilian? It is actually, from that stage onwards, it has been part. It's very, very small. However, its grip is very strong. Okay. This governs the instincts like safety, like I said, fight or flight, freezing. When this is dominant, what happens is we react instinctively, very impulsively, and we cling to habits or resist change. We cling to habits like, oh, last time I had a fight with this person. Gosh, I'm seeing her again. It's definitely going to be a fight. I'd better move away from here. Could be one of the reactions. The limbic brain, which is the emotional brain, is the second one that I'd like to talk about. Here again, it handles emotions, bonding, experience of pleasure, pain. Now, when this becomes dominant, we may be overwhelmed by moods or we are swayed by emotional highs and lows. I'd like to share over here that when the medulla oblongata is always carrying data, information. Say, for example, someone pinches the ear. Then what happens is the pain is sent through the oblongata to the brain, and the brain registers there is a pain. However, emotions are a whole body experience. And I'm sure quite some of you must be knowing Hindi, and so you're likely to say that you must have heard of this phrase, "Khoon kholta hai." When one is angry, their blood is boiling. You really want to retaliate. This is an ideal example for emotions going out of control. The most recent of the development of brains is the higher order thinking, and it's also called the executive brain, which is the neocortex one. This actually speaks and helps us to develop a community feeling, a feeling of belonging. It helps us to include, to reason out, why am I thinking this way? How can I do better than this? Thank you, Sue. We can move on to the neocortex one. Thank you so much. This brain is actually enabling logic, planning, making a choice. We have a choice, and let's exercise the choice. This also helps us to reflect, to vitalize our spirit. That is the spiritual journey. Yeah. Now, here, because we are saying that we are nurturing, we are making a choice, this is when it is nurtured well, we pause, we reflect, and we align actions with values. This is just not a accomplishment of some particular target that we kept. We also understand something, that is it aligning with my values, the choice we make, the way we handle ourselves. This is a journey that is so important. Now, why did I talk of these brains? All right, is because to even make a conscious choice about our thoughts, what are the thoughts coming? Sue will actually share, that about 70,000 thoughts cross in our head, cross our mind. Now, in the 70,000 thoughts, I make a choice. I get a thought A about a person, or I get about a concern that's happening somewhere. And my conscious choice will let me know that, listen, right now we can't do anything about that. Let's accept it. Let's focus on what needs to be done now. This particular choice is something phenomenal. For our emotions, we can probably think of another solution to deal with our emotions. To deal with this experience of fight or flight is another aspect that we will be looking at. And that again is another aspect where we can see that tools can be used which can support us to handle our breath, our feelings in a better way. And so we can navigate this triune brain and see that we can utilize the same that is there available with us, empowering it with oxygen, empowering our brain with oxygen, empowering ourselves with some tools that we learn to handle our emotions well and navigate accordingly. Is this interesting? Please let me know in your comments. So, can we go to the next one, please? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's very encouraging. This one, we designed it as a conscious living. And please see, as I shared with you, this framework we have created with a lot of in depth of study, experiential knowledge, then, a lot of insights and listening to so many masters. All of them say the same thing. Whether you listen to Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, or you listen to you listen to others, you find that all are bringing us, even the book Who Moved My Cheese, it's all moving towards nurturing and nourishing our spirit. So we've collected and created these 11 petals, and these petals I'd like to speak one after another. When we're looking at self, all right, I start with self. When I'm looking at self awareness, this becomes my inner compass. I'll start with self and go in a clockwise direction. All right. Now, when I'm saying that I'm looking at my inner compass, I understand my own patterns, emotions, and reactions. Now, because of the triune brain, what happens is some patterns come as a natural way they keep coming. Say, for example, as a child, I might have been bitten by a dog. Now, what I will do is, next time I see a dog in someone's house, I'm likely to say that, oh my God. And my host is telling me, please come in, wishing you a lot of warmth. Please come in. And I'm looking at the dog, I'm not looking at the host. No way. I didn't know there was a dog in this house, yaar. Suddenly, my whole emotions, my inner conversation, my dialogue within is undergoing a change. I'm saying, no way, I'm not handling this. So, this is what happens when I'm saying that I'm looking at myself, I'm becoming aware about it. I start realizing that, listen, what am I doing with myself? I start becoming aware. This was from the past. The past is gone. Can I replace it with with a better way of looking at it? I asked the owner, I asked my host, does this dog bite? I was bitten twice or thrice, and I've gone through those 14 injections in my generation. I did. Okay. And I can say that um, can I request you, can you please help him be seated? And then I'll approach a little slowly. But my connect becomes with my host, not responding, not only about the fear I experience when I see the dog. This self awareness is so important because when we have grown up, maybe see, let me share another part of it. When Stephen Covey's Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, I'm sure you all must have read it. All right. So it comes from, interdependence to independence to, working together. And now we find that when these three sections are handled, now you find that we know how to work with others. And so I start handling myself better. I move from myself. This awareness helps me to move from my fear, move my attention from the dog to the host. And in fact, if I become more aware about myself, I might check with my host before I go to their house that, do you have any pets by any chance? All right. If they say a rabbit, I'll say, wow, that's awesome. I'm looking forward. Rabbits are not so dangerous, right? Now, I look at if they say they have a dog, and then I will be really concerned. I would say that I have been bitten twice or thrice by a dog. If you don't mind, can you help me handle the situation better? So I developed the habit of either pausing or preparing so that I don't react. That preparation is something we as individuals can gift ourselves. The other aspect I would like to say is that about food and sleep. Moving on to the second one. It's not that it has to be sequential, it's an important one which is actually getting impacted in these days of digital life. This is about becoming conscious about nutrition because food is prana. Whatever I'm consuming is something which is going to nourish my body. So how do I take care of my food? There would be a desire. Oh, I love this food. All right. I don't mind sharing with y'all. I love aloo paratha and my mouth waters. It is dinner time. I'm sure you all also will be thinking on some such thing. While this is there, the desire is there. Can I become mindful? A and B, becoming more great, filling ourselves with gratitude before meals. Mm, I think our Indian culture always speaks about showing gratitude. Today's session, I started with gratitude because what inspires me is 5,000, mission of 5,000. And Sue and I are playing a small role in this, and this is filling our hearts with gratitude. Even while eating, if we can pay that gratitude, suddenly the very way the food is consumed into our system, it becomes a big difference. I like to elaborate over here that it's a very important aspect. This has been a study, all right, and in US, what they did was they said that people, when they became industrialization came into the picture, they you would have seen the Charlie Chaplin picture also, which shows about how they were thinking of, the assembly line need not get impacted because people have to go for food. We can, mechanically serve them food and they can eat and do the work also. Today, somewhere our lives are also becoming very mechanical. It calls for us to become aware that food is prana. I like to deliberate here a little bit more. Y'all can search, and I would like to share with y'all that I will be putting that over here. This is, I'm typing the name of this person. All right. It is Dr. Emoto. You should actually uh, search this. I do understand. Maybe the research he did, there could have been a better method, or there could be something. But however, the learning we gain from there is something phenomenal. He studied about the impact of feelings, thoughts, music on a snow or snowflakes. I like to share, after I went through that study, what me and my husband did in our home is that we had two glass bottles of the same kind, all right, placed in similar exposure to sunlight. In one, we wrote Shanti, and on the other, we didn't write anything. We filled both of them with the same quality of water and we dropped into it a spoonful of cooked rice, mind you. When we put cooked rice in it and set it aside for a week, we didn't touch it for a week. And guess what happened? A week later, the rice that was there in the bottle, which was nothing was written, that on that rice, cooked rice, black, some formation of some bacteria, black color. The other one where Shanti was written was there was no formation of that. And more importantly, when we opened the lid, there was a sweet aroma, and the taste was not spoiled. Prayers are not just closing eyes and folding hands. It is about becoming prayerful, filling ourselves with gratitude. Why I stressed on this particular aspect is, as educators, all of us come across situations where we are dealing with small children. We come across parents who are dealing with the small children. These young ones have come into our lives because they are wanting to learn from us. We are all going through a lot of change is happening. We are trying to grapple with many things. In this, can we become conscious? What are we telling the young ones? It is said that more than 60% of our body is water. So I hope this was meaningful. I find that I find that respecting our body and trying to get to understand the circadian rhythm. When is our body in a restful state? What can I do about it? We'll think of one thing. I would be requesting Sureshji to do something for us. We practice that, nowadays I'm hearing a new kind of fast. Have you heard of it too? It is called e-fast. Oh, I was doing a program in a college some weeks ago, and the warden there tells me, Madam, I'm going on an e-fast this weekend. Please pardon me, I may not be able to answer, respond your, if there is anything you ask me, I want you to know if you want to ask me something, ask me on Friday, because Saturday and Sunday I'm not going to touch my phone. This periods of silence, maybe it is there in in everyone's life, some form or the other they can practice. It is very, very nourishing for one person, for an individual. Recognizing rest is a vital part of one's well-being. Nutrition is an important aspect. Where nutrition is concerned, we are looking at all this. I'd like to move on. Am I moving too fast, or is the speed okay for all of you? Can I have some messages? How is it going for you all? Are you all comfortable? If you can drop into the chat. Thank you so much. I really admire your Hamida ma'am. I really thank you so much. Thank you all so much. Yes, Suresh has brought in a very meaningful aspect. Salimaji, thank you so much. I like to move on to the thinking level. As a man thinketh is a book. In this, the author says a beautiful sentence that, like how a gardener grows a garden and takes out, cares for those that have to be nurtured and takes off the weeds, picks out the weeds. Our thinking, can we look at our thinking and see, am I these thoughts, beliefs, which are counterproductive, all right, judgmental about myself or the people around me? Can I pluck those thoughts off? And then there is a bin, put it in the dustbin. They are not really supportive. It is coming from the limbic brain, maybe, from the reptilian brain, maybe. I make a choice. So when you start observing yourself, now suddenly you're aware, how am I responding to this person or am I reacting to this person? We are able to replace all limiting beliefs with empowering thoughts. A friend was telling me some days ago that I like to surround myself with people who are very positive oriented. The very energy that emits from them makes me always conscious about becoming more and more life supportive. This is an important aspect. Watching our inner dialogue and patterns of, what kinds of patterns of self-talk. Sometimes we end up saying that, I'm not good enough, yeah, I'm not able to manage, especially in this transitions. Today, suddenly we are stepping into digital world, AI everywhere. Then what's the value of the human being? We should recognize there's a huge value for the human being. We should learn to use technology and work with people. I'll elaborate this point. If I have a fan, I say the fan, if I put it on 3, it works at a certain speed. If I put it on 5, it works at a higher speed. Well, that's machine for you. Fast is fast. With people, slow is fast. Please take time. Involve yourself with the person. They may be the children in front of you. They may be their parents. They may be your colleagues, your family, your spouse, anybody. Can we invest time? Now, when we do this as a choice, suddenly the relationship is becoming better. We're able to hold back our, the comments, the want to comment this about them. Yeah. Because once the word goes out of our mouth, we don't have a control over that. So, how are we talking? This actually helps our thinking, will actually curate our mental diet. Our relationships automatically become better. We are able to connect better to people. These relationships, the conscious connection, will start irrespective of wherever we are, with whom we are interacting. Suddenly, we see that warmth and the way we are aligning with each other for the higher good. And that is a journey we would love to be together. We learn to respect emotional boundaries and we embrace acceptance over judgment. Each of these, as I'm talking, is a petal. It's one more petal in our life. I want you to know that we need to nurture these petals. When we are handling relationships, we have to be really careful about what we are doing with ourselves and with the others. So there is for each of them. That's why the questionnaire I shared with you, which is it addressing, and so we can look at the area where we want to work for ourselves. So we find that when we are practicing, all this, we find that to manage our mind, all right, to manage relationships, ability to connect, all this, all right, we see that it is important. We look at managing the mind. And so we find that practicing breath watch or meditation, prayer, all these seem to help. Listening to instrumental music. I think some of you like here, some of you here would love to listen to some music, right? Any of you like to listen to music? Can I have your inputs over here, please? I love listening to instrumental music, ma'am. It makes me feel so calm down. There is some of you, right? Do I have anyone here like that? Please let me know. If there is someone who like to listen to some talk, of a master, of a person who's really reached, like, you listen to Eckhart Tolle, he says that this is the moment. When you think of what happened in the past, you're going off into the past, but you have to be in the present now, right? So sometimes these talks can become very empowering for some of us. If there is some of you here who like to say that, ma'am, I definitely would like to listen to someone. I like to listen to someone. You all are auditory learners. Yeah, we hardcore, no? We like to look at it in so many ways. To manage the mind, we need to look at all this. All right. We find that service, in another way, is another aspect, all right, which can be very, very supportive, all right, and nourishing for the soul. This experientially, we saw that I volunteer a lot for organizations which are into mentoring, all right, and where yoga is being taught, where talks for the destitute women, or these are some of the areas I have offered my services. I find that wherever I have given the services, I have volunteered, I have found that my happiness is multiplied. So I would actually share, as a career coach, I would share with people that can you organize some part of your life into volunteering. It could be over call, it could be over web, it could be some way. Please nourish your that satisfaction and happiness of offering for others. This we find that is nourishing. All of us like to feel, that connect with people, that happiness to be there for the other one, to be mindful that that one is struggling to learn. Then what other method can I use to help that little one learn this subject which is difficult, instead of passing a judgment, oh, that one is useless here, that one, her sibling, or he or her sibling is so intelligent in maths and this one is dull. No, 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 this one may be good in arts, this one may be good in storytelling. This one may be meant for some other vocation in life, to touch someone else's life. If you have read the book of Ikigai, that person may be able to do something very unique. While we are doing this service, I find this is my experience as I volunteer. I'm just telling them that I am willing. Sometimes they give me this work, sometimes they give me some other work. I don't know what work will come up. However, I am willing. Now, this permission to myself is very nourishing. And so I find that handling relationships, I'm able to pause better. Any thoughts so far? Is things going good for all of us? I hope so. What I will do is now, I like to say that let's look at, nourishing ourselves itself. All right. I find that gratitude and compassion, when I'm feeling pleasant within my body, okay, I experience love, I feel, the food I've eaten is good. And suddenly, when I'm experiencing gratitude, suddenly I feel an expansion. It goes from beyond me, it goes around, reaches out to people around. And suddenly, this same feeling, experience of love becomes compassion. And when it starts, we practice gratitude, suddenly offering compassion to self and others becomes very meaningful. Some people practice journaling, all right? My request would be that if you're journaling, it's a very good habit. My request is it's a very good engagement activity for self. However, I would also give a word of caution. Make sure that that journal is either destroyed, closed, turned. uh, Um, Today people tend to abuse information. So when you're journaling, please be careful that this is visible only to you. I find that. May I move on? Please let me know. Are you good to go? Hamida ma'am, thank you so much. All right. So we find that Thank you, ma'am. Also, we find that we move into another, this is the biggest challenge nowadays. You know, the digital, digital, as I said, the digital world. Detox of various kinds we have heard, but this e-detox is, it has become so compulsive for all of us, me including. Right? It's so compulsive. You just want to see what message. And suddenly there is an emotional drain. There is tiredness in the eyes. And then we find that this same technology has started eating into ourselves, and we find that people seeing something eating while eating, talking to someone while eating, this body needs to be nourished. Can we just first, all that is important, in your urgent and important Eisenhower matrix, all that is important, we have to set aside time. It has not been easy for me. It may not be easy for some of us. However, let me tell you, once it is done, it sets the tone. And because we all are educators, all of us being in the space of learning and development, the way we nurture ourselves and consciously nourish ourselves and the people around us, suddenly we are spreading hope into everyone's life that yes, some of them will get inspired by us. And then that becomes the journey of growing within. And from there, you blossom to the world outside. I like to move on to this, I like to deliberate this a little more, not move on. So we replace this digital consumption with real life engagement. And so I tie in with doing service, volunteering, all right, community, any, your book readers association, something of that, anything that is there, all right, which will be very, very meaningful. Mentoring is very, very engaging. Becoming aware of how are we using our digital world, all right? This digital consciousness is something very, very important. There is a point over here, there is a petal over here which I'd like to share, that connecting with the nature, connecting with nature around us, all right, uh, with natural elements, living in alignment with this environment around us, this becomes very important. And so, if you go into spaces where you find there are a lot of trees, presently I'm in a location where it's surrounded by mountains and trees, and the college is in the midst of it. It's so, every day morning when I travel with my, with others, I find that this is so nourishing. I'm drinking in, right? For others, it's a daily experience. For me, I know what we are missing in our city. The other aspect I like to say is, again, I go back to the point of that petal is missing over here. It is about um, purpose and alignment, the ikigai, living by design, asking, does this action align with my values? Am I able to see a personal mission statement over here? If touching people's lives is my mission, then I should understand, even if I'm in any state, am I aligning myself with a vision and mission? I would like to share here that it is an honor to be associated, to be aligned with Mission 5000. It's such a big dream, and I love to be there. And when ma'am was sharing about so many things, I was just thinking, wow, this achievement has been done already. So much of things have been achieved. And just adding few aspects to this. Purpose and alignment creates a personal, it initially it sounds as if I'm being selfish. No, there's a slight difference. It's not just not, because I thought I will do. It is because I see the need that I do. And this becomes nourishing for the spirit within us. Call it soul, call it spirit, call it atma, call it whatever you want. You're nourished from within. It's like a flower which is blossoming. Suddenly you see it blossomed so well. And then you wonder, wow, all this it was? Yes. The flower never has asked. Like, they say this, and you'd have all heard this. You want the plant, the flowering plant to give you good flowers. You nourish the flowers, the leaves, or the roots. The roots. You want good fruits to come up, then you water the fruits, the flowers, or what? The leaves. Now you understand that we need to look at the most important aspect is the roots. We nourish the roots. This has been a slightly long one, all right? But I would like to say that over here, can I take Suresh's help, please? Can I request you, Sue, to walk us through a bit of music relaxation? Dear members, are you all with me? Would you like to experience it? Thank you so much, ma'am. Sue, can I request you to take this on, please?
Yeah. Just give me a minute.
Sure. Meanwhile, can I request that all our listeners, can you please make sure your environment around you is very calm, and you can let the people around you know that you may be closing your eyes for a few minutes. There may be music playing, and you could ask them to join you if you have a speaker.
One of my clients used to change her jobs every year. She said, I keep ending up with toxic team.
Yes, please continue.
Yeah. So, so this is about conscious living. So, the first thing is that scientists have told us that most of the time we're working from the unconscious parts of our mind. So, this is an attempt to roughly maybe 5 to 10% of our conscious mind is what we're using. So, let's see if we can do something to increase that. So, with that 5 to 10%, if we are so efficient, imagine how it would be if we were to increase the percentage. So the first thing is I'm going to take you through a relaxation. So uh, I would this is to be done with eyes closed, and I'll be guiding you through it, and there'll be a talk through relaxation. After that, some music will flow. So just let us just observe what is going on in our body, our mind, our emotions, and how we react to the music with no specific expectations. Is this okay? Are we okay with this? Can I have a thumbs up or something coming up?
Sure, so
Yeah.
you can continue, so.
Okay. Thank you. Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, great. So here you can sit with your legs uncrossed, feet firmly placed on the ground, and hands should be placed on your thighs with the palms facing upwards. Please close your eyes, and let's bring our take a slow deep inhalation, and while exhaling slowly, gently relax. Take another slow deep inhalation while exhaling. Relax even more. Take one more deep, gentle inhalation and totally relax while exhaling. Now place your attention on your forehead. Generally, tension manifests in the forehead, on your temples. So check if there's any tension in the forehead or your temples and relax. Relax that area. Move your attention to your eyes, your closed eyes. See if there's any tension and let it go. Now move it to your cheeks. Place your attention on your mouth, your tongue. See if there's any tension manifesting here in these areas. If there is, let it go. Your chin, is there tension there? You can relax that. Now move your attention to the back of your neck, the middle of your spine, the bottom of your spine. See if there's any tension along the curve of the spine. Let it go. Bring your conscious attention to your chest, to your arms, elbow, forearms, palms, fingers. Let the tension drain out of your body. Bring your attention to your stomach, abdomen, lower abdomen, your thighs. Let all the tension go out. Place your attention on your calf, muscles. See if there's any tension. Let it go. Now move your attention to your feet. Let any tension there, let it also go. Now move your attention to inside of you. This is a safe place. Give yourself permission to relax. All your tension, all your worries are all falling off. Experience this place and enjoy it. Slowly, a music will start playing. When it starts, in a little while, just be with the music. Keep your eyes closed till I ask you to open them.